Hi, welcome to this Tarot Love reading. My name's Sophia. Welcome to this community. So I just want to say for a while I'm going to be just doing collective readings. If you join Mission that, a few months down the line, then I want to give you the opportunity to do counselling. So in the background, taking that time to get some programs together for people who are in mission so they can counsel, because everyone needs counseling and it's too much for me. So that's what I'm doing. So only collective readings till I complete it. But I'm pretty hardcore, so it shouldn't be that long, but it don't help because Christmas here. Although I only take one day off for every once a year, one day off really. So anyway, so yeah, just collective readings for now. So the energy I was feeling was an inner knowing is what I got. So there's an inner knowing about something. I presume it's about your person, right? I don't know what this inner knowing, that's what I got. Couldn't feel anything else though. Didn't feel excitement, didn't feel sadness. It was in the middle ground was what I feel. Might have to do another chat video in the Facebook group about middle ground and now energy roles. I might do that today, let's see. Because it's an important chit chat there, because you lot don't understand how energetically you're connected to someone, regardless if you see them or not. You think just turning the other cheek is fine. So I don't know, maybe that's connected with this reading. So let's see. So let me see what's going on. So talking of the Facebook group, I have a Facebook group. Well, I say people in mission, we all post in there. Did I post in there? I think I posted in there a couple of days ago. You're welcome to join. I do far more stuff in there. Like I said, I'm going to put an extra reading. It's not reading, a chat video in there. Hopefully today, we'll see. And other people who are in mission post as well. So check it out. The link's in the description box. It's a private group, but you're very welcome to join. So let's jump in. And I'm eager to get back to do the individual readings. I just want to say that, but I can't do it all. And plus I have 4 communities, so I have to post on all of them. High Priest, oh my God, what did I say? Freaks me out a bit sometimes. I said there's something about an inner knowing, right? What the fuck? What is this? And I said, didn't I say at the beginning, it's about your person. There's something, an inner knowing, something's going on about your person and the happiness is coming. And this is because you're nurturing yourself. God. I knew it. I was like, you're not. Why do you think I'm doing this counseling program? Because people think they are the empress. Trust me, this isn't me being vanity or cussing you off, although you might see it that way. Most people who I don't know, check out the comments, or they presume they are nurturing themselves, the empress, right? They do think that. So why is it that most light workers, starseed twin flames, are separate, single? They're not with their person if they are nurturing themselves. The devil underneath this is meaning there's a pattern of just believing oneself to be true. I don't know. It looks dark to me. I apologise. I've even upgraded my camera, but I can't have brighter lights. It messes up my eyes. So High Priestess, the Sun, that's pretty basic here to me. There's an inner knowing about some kind of happiness, and I presume it's your person, right? Because the Sun card to me is, well, this just connects here. But to me, I feel that with my High Priestess, see the baby at the bottom here of the card, right? The High Priest, it's like you think you're doing the Empress, right? Loving yourself here, but you're actually neglecting because the baby's at the bottom. And in between this is a web of stuff. And that's what I'm creating in my counselling folder to give to people in mission who are being trained to be psychologists. This web of stuff, right, is because I'm a psychologist. I'm psychiatric, but I don't prescribe pills. That's the only thing. I don't believe in pills. Us in mission will help you so you don't need the pills. Us in mission I can absolutely, once again, my programs will be 100% money back guarantee, that all that stuff the doctors does, right, is remove the pain, the darkness, the negative. This community, join us, right, is about stopping that happening. For example, cancer. Cancer is from stress. So obviously if you get to this web of deception of what the stress is, which affects your inner child, then you get your happiness and you won't be like ill. That's why I'm doing it, because I said next year I want to start the health program. This is connected with health, so I'm starting it now. The High Priestess, generally every single reading I have, there's an issue with the mum. You don't see it. There's this web of deception, and that's it's actually skewing your perception, it's called, right, of how you see your mother. Generally, it's generally your mother, and I understand that, because naturally she gave birth to you, so it doesn't matter what she does really. And some of the stuff you lot say to me, I say, do you love your mum? You go, yeah. Naturally, do you think your mum loves you? Yeah, that's what normally you lot say. Right? And then I'll say, did you feel love? Different question, right? She done her best. Nope, that's not the question, right? This is what I'm doing all in my counselling. Did you feel love from your mum? Realistically, go back and pull back. Okay, well, no. Okay, so she didn't nurture you the way. And then halfway through my counselling, I'll ask, okay, so tell me about, any abuse, negativity, blah, blah, blah. And this is what happens. And we talk about your dad, who's always a bad person, right? Always a bad one, your dad, generally, right? And I was, okay, tell me about your mum, right? Initially I asked, yeah, she's okay. Yeah, but she did beat me, neglect me, abandoned me, emotionally abused me, blah, 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 blah. Like as if they're talking about, I'll go to the shops to get a pint of milk, a loaf of bread, right? A packet of crisps. I'm like, this is this. This is not nurturing. So you feel your person's coming towards you because you're working on yourself, that inner healing, what the healing people saying, because the sun is the healing as well. But is it really? And it's not just me saying it like, oh, book my counselling. Trust me, I'm overbooked, right? Because I'm training counsellors plus doing counselling, and they'll be as brilliant. Trust me, I'll probably guarantee the counsellors. I'm so confident with my counselling. But anyway, this is everybody. And why do I say that bold statement? Not every single person on planet Earth, but why do I say that bold statement? Type in, right? If you're twin flame, you resonate with that, but generally this is kind of twin flame community stuff here. Type in twin flame couples, right? And then know that this is global. For twin flames together on this platform of just say in the UK is pathetic. I want you to understand the amount compared to soulmates, compared to people who are just in a relationship. It's ridiculous. Now, let's just go there. This is a global platform, and then type in how many together. So that proves that this inner work, which everyone tells you, do the inner work is not deep enough. Hence why I said at the beginning, I am only doing collective readings, because I got to get my arse in gear and get my shit together to make these programs for mission people to then, you have more variety and more options to then book counselling, because I'm really on pause, to be honest. High Priestess is, underneath the High Priestess is Eight of Cups. Let me see what that is. Okay, I will say the Eight of Cups underneath my High Priestess card is about walking away from thinking you know it all. That you know. Because you don't know. I don't know. It sounds like I'm vain. Sounds like when I tell people to, because literally all you have to do, and it sounds vain, right? If you want to speed, right? If you don't want to book me, but here's an easy way, free way, how you can get with person, right? Just pull back your reptilian and go with what they say. Because whatever they say to you, if it triggers you, that's the inner work. Most of you like, what? I've got to like, you can't see me on this day and that day and that day. That's how you start healing this web of deception, which you've been brought up with. This is about you walking away from it. The other way is then when I book you, just listen literally to what I say. It sounds so vain and arrogant or whatever you want to call it, but trust me, the people that don't progress is because they do not listen to what I say, period. They take bits, and I don't know what that is, but they take bits. That's why I have to do this broad statement, this collective reading. That's why individual counselling is needed, because you just take from it the bits that suit you. But on an individual counselling, I say you need to do this. Your choice, right? But if you don't, I can pretty much guarantee you won't progress. But this collective and this broad statement of what people do and what I say is not good enough. So it's up to you, right? But this is like walking away from thinking you know what it is. And also, I'm always going to say about your mum, and it's not in that rude saying, you know, I'm going to tell you about your mum in that like slang. Anyway, so but literally, yes, most of the problem is from you blame your dad for beating you, abandoning, leaving you, la la la, and I'm like, no, your mum, you need to look at. You need to look at. Does that mean I'm going to tell you to fuck off your mum? Unless they change and do counselling or something like that, then why are you staying around someone who you clearly say to me, beat me and do all this other stuff? I'm not telling you to, but on the other hand, if someone came in and you saw them beating a child, would you be around them? So what's the difference of the title of the mother? That's what I'm asking. And that's where I get down to the nitty-gritties in the counselling, which I guarantee other counselling don't do. Hence why, like I said, type in twin flames, right? That's why they're not together. Because other counsellors don't go into the nitty-gritty of where was your mum when you were sexually abused, right? How did she not see that change in frequency? If Kwan went out and you know your kids, well, you should know. Well, yeah, you're a bit different to what happened with you. They go out and you know they come in and they're in a bad mood, or, you know, how was school? I had a fight at school, or if they're pissed off, how could they not know the change of frequency, or you didn't like to be beaten? This is this reading. Your mum. I don't know what to say. The justice card. Oh, there you go. I feel much better, but I didn't feel bad in the first place. Yeah, it just is. That's what it is. It just is. It doesn't. I say to people, there is always a choice. It doesn't mean it's a easy choice in life, right? To come away from friends and family and blah blah blah, right? You prefer to turn the other a blind eye, and I literally done a talk video about spiritual bullshit about don't focus on the negative, just focus on happy thoughts and affirmations. That's called resistance. If you don't face what's negative, you're turning the other cheek, and that means you're just resisting what is. Because if you feel something that's negative, anything within you that comes up is coming up for a reason. Your body's fucking gangster and amazing. You ain't, right? So you come up and you're like, no, that's a negative, positive affirmations from Abraham Hicks and all this bullshit, right? You're just resisting. And what you resist persists. So this builds up and builds up. So you get more negative and more negative. That's why there's a separation between the child and you here. And that's just it. And that's a mirror. Please go in my playlist, right? And check out, especially if you'll know, do this test. I think it's called Test and Balancing Out the Masculine and Feminine. I might have to redo that video because I talk about the masculine and feminine. Then there's a test about seeing if you're copying your parents' patterns, because I can guarantee that is such a bad habit, and most people copy it, and they think, well, my mum beat me, I'm never going to beat my kids. And I'm like, but you let your kids go round to the person who beat you. How's that not copying your mum's patterns? I go hardcore, and I hope mission people do as well. But once you see it, then you understand, because you don't see it and you're in a negative, then your children will copy that pattern. And that's why I'm hardcore and giving it to others to learn, because to be honest, as I always say, your person's first, your children's second, you come here. So this is, to me, is your children's my priority. You might not think that, right? But I'm like, I wouldn't leave my children with my mum. She's dead, yeah. But I wouldn't. My dad wasn't around. He was like, you know, I don't know, what would you call him? Wasn't around. But as far as I'm aware, my mum used to cuss him out because he was playing the field, right? But he didn't beat me or do anything like how my mum did. But most would say, oh, your mum brought you up. Your dad didn't. But my dad didn't do any negative to me. He just played the field. He done negative to my mum, right? But that's her for not seeing it. Twin flame though, right? Anyway, so this just is. It's nothing I can do, right? Till you balance out this, right? The truth. Stop kidding yourself you're in the truth. No, the proper truth. And this is, once again, listening to tarot readers, High Priestess. This goes way deep, and within my counselling, I talk about this. It's about middle ground, because most of you, that's what you do. Okay, I'm going to go over here, heal, and when it comes to friends and family, I'm going to turn the other cheek. That's middle ground. The High Priestess is middle ground. But underneath this is walk away from what you know, because it's not middle ground. The High Priestess is just simply saying, balancing out the negative to the positive, right? Facing it both, because she's in the middle of it. It doesn't mean middle ground. There is no fucking middle ground on this planet. There isn't. So it went, and I don't know how many times I've got to say my story. I'll say it really quick. My family, majority of my family picked my brother who done me bad. And they didn't want to stand up to say that, to face that my brother done something bad to me, right, which was fucking hardcore. I still get pissed off with it, but you can't tell because I'm always pissed off. It sounds like it, doesn't it? I'm really pissed off, right, with the situation still, even though my brother's passed over, and he's like, what are you still vexed about that for? Because he's passed, right? I confronted the family and said, no, you choose. You choose someone who's negative, or you choose the positive, right? Oh, we love you both. And I said that as well. Oh, I love you both. Fuck that. Never spoke to them since. Because they choose the negative. Now, they couldn't be bothered to go and investigate, to research, to see if I was speaking the truth or not. Then do they love me at all? Right? Because it could have went to my other brother. Not the one, obviously, who passed over. There's one brother who's still alive and said, listen, Sophia says you fucked her over. Probably wouldn't say those words, right? Tell me what's going on, because I like to know the truth. And, you know, we're family, and, you know, it's not right, and blah, blah, blah. Couldn't be asked. I don't want to get involved. Don't get a fuck off then. That's what I'm going to talk about in the Facebook group. You lot are even connected to people who slag you off, right? You know, a two-faced to you, bitch about you. I'm pretty much saying what I'm going to say in the Facebook group. All that stuff, and you're connected to them on the Facebook group or some social media. If I went through your social media, I don't have any, right? I only have the Facebooks for these communities, right? So my family, I'm lucky my sister's okay with them. Well, she's not okay with them because she don't see them, but she has a Facebook group, put it that way. So if anyone died, they'd probably get through to my sister, because if anyone died in my family, I would have no idea, because I don't connect with anybody of that. And I've got quite a lot of family. It's not like my immediate family, my brothers, my dad, my mum passed. I've still got cousins, uncles, aunties still living over there, right? No communication with me. Anyone dead, they contact my sister, I'm hoping. This is about you need to walk away from middle ground. If I went through your social media, I'll say, why are you connected to this person? Who's this person? Do you even know her? When's the last time you talked to her? What are you connecting with her for? If you have an image reading with me, you could be halfway around the world. How is it that I can read you? But you're connected to negative, negative, negative. But still, you're like, oh, I've got an inner knowing my person's coming, but look how I'm breaking it down from the web, right? You need to walk away from thinking you know it. I don't know it as well. If you think, well, you think you know it all. No, they know. I channel, right, what they tell me. And I know there's nothing they've channeled to me that hasn't come true. It's fucking wicked. And you all can do it. It's not just me. I'm not larging it like the other fucking spiritual leaders that get so much money from you because they get all this download. And I would say that to their face, right? Look at me. I'm losing money because I'm posting less, right? I could easily extend my counselling list. And I'm like, listen, there's a need here. I can't do this alone. Please, mission people, help me. And thank fuck, they're up for it. And that's how I feel about mission people. Without them, are we just here with a long waiting list and being greedy like other people? And what they do, they put the prices up. They keep just putting the prices up. And then they put the prices up and I'm still getting loads of people. You know what I'll do next? I'll book a hall and charge all these people so much money and they all clap at me whilst I come to the front of the hall. And all you lot run up to that person, can I have your signature? Like an idiot, right? Hello? I'm just saying, right? Giving them even fame for why? Because they channel the information. All right, yeah, I've learned a lot. I've learned about psychology, psychiatry, and the cranium, inside the brain, outside the brain, medical stuff. I know fucking hardcore stuff as well, but so can you. So can you. Or you can just skip all that and join mission, right? This is about natural man-made law. Like I said, you go there and you think, I've done the healing, Sophia. I've done the inner child work, right? So I can go chill around my cousin, right? Even though she beat me as a child and bullied me, but I'm a grown up now, so it's all right. How's that all right? Web of deception. High Priestess has a veil of illusion in her card. This is my version of the veil of illusion. Skewed perception of reality, veil of illusion, right? That's what it is. The veil in front of the veil is a 3D world, behind its higher realms of reality. Your inner child is in the 3D, which is skewed reality, which you need to walk away and go towards natural law. Natural law you can't lose. It just is. It just is. It's easy. This world was easy, right? Before the elite secret society come and fuck it up, it was easy. All you got to do is be born, be free, go towards your happiness. Job done, right? And then who would fight with anybody? Because if you love yourself, you attract the person who loves you. That person would be with someone else because they love themselves and only accept people who are aligned with them, so forth. There would be no battle. So that's all you have to do. It just is. It's simple. Just like the law of gravity. It just works. And you should listen to, I don't think they do them much, mission people talk videos. How when they remove the negativity, stuff just shows up for them. And that's when people in mission, when they come in, I'm always like, pre-warning, matey. You're going to start doing my work. Your person's going to show up. You're going to think you're Jesus Christ. You know it all. My person's here and fuck off, right? And all you haven't completed. You've just moved a little bit of the negative. And then they go up there and they preach, I'm healing, I'm healed, I know about Kabbalah and all this bullshit, but they ain't even got their person. Every single person who's in mission has got their person. I repeat, and I'm so boosted that The amount of people on this global platform of YouTube is coming up to how many people I've got in these communities. Literally. But it's not down to me. I would love to take all the credit. Thank you very much. The credit is I know natural law. But it just works. Once you're fully enlightened with the sun here, fully, it's justice, right? That's justice, natural law. Like I said, the last card here, devil, is you thinking you control this. It's all right, Sophia, I don't need to book you. I got this. Yeah, why is the devil underneath the Empress then? I got this, Sophia. No, you ain't. Oh, I've had counselling, Sophia. Have you had counselling about what I just said about your mum? No, you ain't. That's the key. That's like literally like getting knocked down by a car. This is what most counselling does. You get knocked down by a car and you lose a leg, right? Quite awful experience. You can't walk. So you go to counselling. Okay, I presume it goes. I don't like to talk about stuff I don't know, but I'm presuming here. You see, I tell you when I stop channeling. So I'm telling you that I'm presuming. I presume that the counselling says something like, okay, well, let's talk about options. A wheelchair. Maybe you could do some exercise and then you can move on in life. You can still get a job. You still got your, you know, your facilities. You know, you haven't have brain surgery. So, you know, you're still capable. You're still married, you know, hopeful tips like that. They don't go into really the deep of like, well, what happened to, how the fuck did you get knocked down in the first place? What was you doing? What was you thinking about? Was he a drunk driver? You know, that's what happens with the sexual abuse in your family. I'm like, how did you get into that situation in the first place? Because if you don't understand how you get in that situation will continue. Doesn't matter if I do all this inner healing, you're still in the environment of the people that neglect, abuse and abandon you. So you need to find out and get the fuck away from them, right? Because you're just not seeing it, because the other counselling is like, I'll heal you from your inner child, from your neglect, abuse, sexual abuse, but your mum, your dad didn't notice you had sexual abuse in the first place. So that cycle continues because you keep going around there, and that's how it is. Devil keeps controlling you because you're like, I got this, and you're around your mum, who is the one who let you, who didn't sit. I don't know what to say. What do you want me to say? Disassociated just the same as you. I don't know what to say. Avoidance just the same as you. Avoidance is the worst counselling ever. The worst, like I said, because you're resisting it. Facing things head on, right? Oh, I don't like confrontation. Who the fuck does when people say that? I'm like, oh, I love confrontation. What the fuck stupid line is that? No one likes confrontation, do they? But it removes, you have to, hear this, you have to go to it to release it. Avoiding it is the worst thing. And in this spiritual bullshit, people out there, turn the other cheek, positive thoughts. And I've just done a talk video about that. So there you are. So you want to definitely, it's like as if, so your person might come back because the sun's here. That's your person. Fucking amazing. But then the Eight of Cups is here as also. I'm just saying it how it is. So you might walk away from them because you're still following your mum's pattern, which you don't realise you're following. I'm healed, but you still follow the pattern. You want to change that? Book me before it's completely on pause. All right, that's it. I'm out. Join the Facebook group. Speak to you later.